Welcome back, Pipers. Hobbiton Piper Kevin here, coming to you from the Arkansas River Valley in America. And today we are going to review Peterson Nightcap. Is this really that strong, knock you down beast of a blend that we hear so much about? Let's find out. Well, if you have a bowl of this, go ahead and load it up. You can smoke this with me. We'll see if we pick out any of the same flavors. What is a nightcap? Let's talk about that for a second, just so we can kind of get on board with the branding here of Peterson Nightcap. A nightcap is a couple of things. One of those was just a cloth cap that used to be worn, especially popular, I believe, in Northern Europe before central heat was really a thing. Oftentimes, nightcaps would be worn over your head, just to keep you warm at night, or to make sure that cold air didn't get on your head. I know that cold air was considered to be potentially harmful to be on you at night, and so nightcaps were often worn both for that and for comfort. And they were really made, especially for the men, they were made kind of like those Christmas hats you see with the long, pointy, hanging down end, sometimes with a pom-pom on the end of it. And so these would be those nightcaps. And they're pretty popular. I always think about Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol and Ebenezer Scrooge. You would often see illustrations of Scrooge in a nightcap. But then there's another kind of nightcap, and that is the warm drink that you have before bed to kind of calm your nerves and get you sleepy so that you can have a good night's rest. So like a hot toddy, which that's a drink that was made with, and still is today, with hot water and then a brown liquor, usually of some kind, like a bourbon or whiskey, brandy, and then maybe add some honey, add some lemon, a hot toddy. You would sip that before bed to get sleepy and ready to relax and go to sleep. But then if you wanted a non-alcoholic version, warm milk and honey was also considered a nightcap, and still a nightcap for people to this day. So those are some nightcaps you can think about. But the bottom line is just preparing yourself for relaxation before you go to bed. And this particular blend was crafted with that theme in mind. You know, an after dinner, before bed, final evening smoke. So you could then go off to dreamland. So this blend is super popular. So many requests for me to review this. So I'm glad that getting around to doing that for you today. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do so. Why not? We'd love to have you join us here on our pipe journey. Subscribe, click the notification bell, and you'll be immediately informed of new videos as they come out. You can also join me over on Instagram. And so we have a lot of fun. We'd love for you to join us here. And thank you so much to all of my recent new subscribers. Very overwhelming, and so appreciative for that. I'm glad that people have an interest in what I have to say and enjoy hanging out with me. So thank you very much. All right, let's take a look at this blend. Now this that I'm smoking today is about 4 years old. So I've got about 4 years of age on this. And I put it in this little jar. Show it to you here. It is a ribbon cut. And as you may know, ribbon cuts seem to be very easy to work with. Very little preparation involved with this. We're just going to load and go, because I think the moisture level is just fine for smoking right now. So I am actually going to be smoking out of this Eric Nording red poker. Pretty little poker. Do you have any pokers in your pipe collection? Everybody needs a poker in their pipe collection. They're fun. A little poker. Maybe you have a favorite poker that you like. You'll have to let me know in the comments below. But I'm going to be smoking Nightcap out of this Eric Nording poker today. And I'm just going to go ahead and fill this, but then after I get this pipe ready, we'll go ahead and talk about the 10 note, as we call it. You know, when it starts to get a little cooler outside like this in the fall, as we approach the holidays, I tend to start craving those English blends. English blends really have three primary components. The common components of English blends are Latakia, which is that smoky component, and then Orientals or Turkish, and that's going to give you that floral, maybe incense type of depth, and then Virginias, which will give you that bready sweetness, hopefully. Well, this one also has Perique. You know, Perique can give you the spices and pepperiness sometimes, and also the fruit aroma. So there's a lot going on with this. There's a lot of different potential layers. Do they come together cohesively? Can we taste all those? We're going to find out. I have my fair share of experience with this blend, so this is not a new blend to me at all. And I know many of you have been smoking this one for years, and some of you still haven't tried it. So hopefully this will give you a good idea of the experience you may can expect from Peterson Nightcap. All right, got my little poker loaded here, but before we light that up, let's talk about the 10 note. Oftentimes with blends, when I'm wanting to just smell the aroma, initial aroma, I'll go back and forth several times, because sometimes that first, it's just like when you are smelling a whiskey for the first time. The first smell, you're going to smell a lot of alcohol, and your brain kind of has to acclimate to that. Second and third, you'll start to pick out more, because again, your brain has just, okay, this is an alcoholic drink, I understand that now, and now you're able to kind of mentally get by that and smell other things. Particularly with an English blend, for me, the first thing that really hits me always is that Latakia, because it's so smoky. So you're going to hit that and smell that immediately, and then we'll go back, see if we smell anything else. And there is a little bit of a fruity, figgy, prune-like undertone. You can smell it in the jar here, or the tin. But lots of campfire-like smoke. So, and that's what we would expect to smell. You can very much smell this and mentally take yourself to a place like a dimly lit study or library at night, and the moon's coming through the window, dancing off the floor with the shadows, and you got a little fireplace going beside you, and you're about ready to relax and have your last smoke of the day. That type of environment around us as we smell this. You can smell that wood burning there. All right, let's light this up. You'll notice as I'm lighting, you know, kind of dancing that flame off the top and then taking it away. And the reason I do it that way is because I don't want to just scorch down through the tobacco really harshly. I want to just kind of lightly dust that top layer with the flame. And with this ribbon cut, it really takes to the flame easily. So this is a good one to practice this with. that and then go back. We'll tamp that, calling that our false light, and then we will come back with our true light. I think this one will stay lit for you pretty easily. It may not for me today talking, but for you, I think shouldn't have much problem with this one. Yeah, it's taken to the flame really easy. So I can slow this way down now. There's no reason to hit this one with any fast cadence whatsoever. This is going to be just fine to sip on. Now the smokiness of the Latakia is really going to jump out at you at first, and that's expected. But that's not all we're going to experience here. So let's just let our brain kind of get used to that component first. It's very smoky and rich though. You can tell this is a very full-bodied blend. It tastes like a nighttime blend. I know people though that enjoy this in the mornings just like they would with early morning pipe. This is a stronger blend than early morning pipe, but you know, it's got the smokiness and some familiar components here that you would experience with early morning pipe, but this one lends itself more to me as an evening smoke. You know, with cigars, you have cigars that are, for me anyway, much more agreeable in the mornings, and then some of those darker, richer smokes enjoying more after a full meal in the evening. I think the intent of this one was to be that type of smoke in the evening, but you could enjoy it at any time of the day if you enjoy this, of course. Okay, let's get about 5 minutes into this, and then we're going to come back and we'll see what jumps out at us next. A rich flavored smoking mixture for the evening with its period of relaxation and leisure. This is formerly Dunhill, but same label, except it says Peterson on it. Same recipe, but components do change over time. The crop changes from year to year, and some people prefer the Dunhill versions of old, and you'll hear them reminiscing fondly about how that was so much better than the current iteration. But I'm sure there's people out there that like the current version more just because it's the one they prefer. So, but it's the same blend. It's absolutely true though with many blends that certain years really stand out as excellent because of the crop that year and just how it all came together. So there'll be differences, but primarily same blend. Okay, you got that smoky fireplace going, smoky campfire, but there's also a very pronounced tart, tangy, sour prune type of high end to this flavor profile. We talk about the scale. I would put this more on the lower medium to dark range. So, you know, we're down in here. We're not under the table, but we're down in here. But while there's this baseline of Latakia that's the smoky experience, on top of that is this tangy zing. It's like a zing of tangy fruit. And it's really good because this blend really benefits from that bean there. And the combination of those two together is really intense. This is a really intense flavored blend. If you're having trouble pulling flavors from blends and you want something that's more pungent and more in your face, so this is one of those types of blends where you're going to taste something with this, no doubt. It's not just going to be hot air to you. You're going to taste something with this one. And what you end up tasting over time with experience will vary and evolve. But initially, even as a new pipe smoker, you're going to taste something with this because the flavors are really intense and pungent. Smoky and rich, campfire, some of that tangy zing though on top of it. And I do believe you'll find that. I think you will certainly taste that here. Let's get a little further down in the bowl because I know once I get mid-bowl, it changes again for me. So let's come right back. As I was sitting here smoking, I was reminded of a story that my wife told me. She said when she was a little kid growing up, her mother is German, and she very much did not ever want a ceiling fan to be blowing above them at night because she felt that cold air on the faces of the children overnight would cause sickness. It just reminded me of that because we were talking about the nightcaps and how keeping your head warm, keeping that cold air off of you was thought to be very beneficial. So, and maybe it is. Okay, I've been going at this now for a while. My brain, my taste buds have acclimated to the pungency of that Latakia and those Orientals. The Perique in here too is dancing around really nicely because I think that's what's providing some of that fruity zing. I'm not getting a lot of pepper notes. I haven't really retrohaled much though. Let's do a few retrohales. Why not? Yeah, I don't get a lot of pepper here. Can certainly taste more of that high-end zing I'm talking about when I do that, which is really, really nice. It's almost sour. It's like a sour zing. You'll taste it. Your brain may interpret it differently, but I think you'll know what I'm talking about. But now there's something layering on top. So we've got that smoky underlay foundation. We've got that, kind of fruity zing. And now, as our brain has acclimated all that, here at the top, kind of just like a little cherry on top, but not cherry, little cherry on top experience, is just a little bit of that, the vanilla, bready sweetness from those Virginias is coming out now. Finally able to detect it. It's almost like a little, like a shortbread cookie type of breadiness, or maybe like an English biscuit. So you've got that little flavor nuance there as well. So the components are working cohesively to kind of create this amalgamation of flavor. And it's actually quite complex. It's really nice. Yeah, everybody has to try this. Everybody's got to try this one. Sorry if you were hoping you would just say, I don't want that. And you have to try this one. It's kind of a must. Kind of a must try. But there are those that would say, I hate Latakia. Nothing with Latakia. And if that's you, then you need to skip this one for sure. Skip it. But if you enjoy the smokiness of that component, yeah, you need to try this. You need to have this be a part of your pipe journey, because it's a classic and has a big following for a reason. So I'm gonna sit back with my little Nording poker here late afternoon and enjoy the rest of this bowl. Oh, one thing I wanted to make sure that I talked about. You always hear about this being such a big nicotine hit, such a big, strong tobacco that just knock you on your butt. I don't experience that with this. Certainly not like I sometimes do with like a McBaron HH Old Dark Fired, or certainly their Rustica, or even like GLP's Gaslight. Those blends are so much stronger to me than this. I mean, it's got some weight to it, but it's not, I don't think it's one you need to be afraid of. Because no one likes to be nicotine sick. We've talked about that often on the channel, you know. But again, if you feel like that might be happening, then just you know, smoke 2/3 of the bowl and leave the rest. Because a lot of that nicotine hit's going to be in that final third of the bowl. So just, you know, set it aside. Well, I sure have enjoyed sitting down with you today and talking about this blend. Appreciate you being here. Thank you so much to my super thanks supporters. You can read more about that in the description below. Until we talk again, go enjoy some good food, good drink, and a good pipe.